Greetings, my friends. I'm Andrea, astrologer, and I welcome you to this update for markets for the week from May 12th to May 18th. We do have mid-June and an astrological alignment of planets suggesting market turbulence this week. This will go from fear-driven pullbacks to sudden surges driven by illusion. With institutional pressure, regulatory shifts, and a powerful setup for Bitcoin midweek, I would recommend that traders really set them mentally for a roller coaster this week in terms of market sentiment, which will, of course, be reflected on the price action. So let's dive into details. Before I start, as usual, a friendly reminder just to check the astrology of the last week, especially the weekend, because usually we do not have transaction volume during the weekend, and then this astrology will manifest on Monday for sure, and even on Tuesday if it is very powerful during the weekend. I recorded this on the 8th of May, so the weekend is still not gone, it's ahead, and we will see in most cases we don't have this transaction volume, so just be aware of this. This is a sneak peek to the analysis that we do each week on Patreon for our subscribers, and we analyze here the global astrology, which is the weather, so to speak, the half of the picture, but we go into the details of the Bitcoin, Ethereum, altcoin, the blue chip horoscope, and also the XAU, the gold and silver index with our subscribers each week in a extended version of this video. So if you are curious about it, you are welcome to join. It's not only the benefit of getting the astrological forecast 1 month ahead, but you will have also discounts for any product, almost any product that I ever do as a subscriber. So if you are interested, you might consider it. Now let's dive into the details and I talk about the global astrology for the week, May 12th, May 18th, UTC, always. I have the UTC time zone, have this in mind. And then I would like to give you a sort of surprise mid-video. And yes, in the end, I want to give also a highlight about the Bitcoin horoscope. Of course, as a subscriber, you would get more details about this. Now, I would like to say that the climate of the week is pretty different. It is a roller coaster, in my opinion. It will depend also on the volume transacted and whatever else is happening, but it's quite challenging astrology, I would say, also in a good and in a bad way. The good way is that, yes, we have the surge, but it might not be stable as we already feel that it's going on. And it is special because we get global astrology almost each day. So stay tuned for a fully packed video on the global astrology. So let's go. Monday, May 12th. This week starts with a Mercury-Pluto square, which can bring news that are pretty negative in regards to institutional capital. And this will have a consequence that constraints can really go across markets, and this will lead to dampening trading activity. Tuesday, May 13th. Building on the aspect of the last day, Mercury this time will oppose Lilith, an aspect which is bearish and tends to bring fear in the markets. As a consequence, we can see market conditions tightening and a reduced risk appetite. Wednesday, May 14th. A trend reversal is possible, and this could lead to a boost of prices due to a Sun-Rahu sextile on the day, which can bring positive news from governments and regulatory bodies. However, since Rahu is involved, usually this optimism is based more on illusion than on substance, so overreactions in the market are not excluded. Thursday, May 15th, a Jupiter-Rahu square is exact today, which is a long-term aspect pointing towards underlying tension in regulatory processes, which can slow down growth and also potentially triggering a revaluation of market capitalization, so globally in general. It will not be a disaster, though, because it's not Saturn. It will be some diminishing influence, but it will not be a crash or something like that. And now, as promised, I would like to share the so-called surprise for you. This time I would like to talk about the basic global situation in the market that would be longer term. And what do we have? We have a bull cycle that is the overarching one, and we have a mini bull and mini bear cycles with volatility really on at all times due to the fact that Uranus is still in Taurus. It is in Taurus in the tropical and also in the sidereal zodiac. And this is the time when it has its most powerful manifestation in terms of the Taurus energy, which is not so compatible with Uranus. Therefore, we get this push and pull at all times almost. Still, we are in a bull cycle. This energy can change. It will become a bit better. It will calm down due to the fact that in the beginning of July 2025, we will have Uranus entering the tropical Gemini. So Gemini is very good. It's the sign of the market. With Uranus there, it is a very good synergy and collaboration. But overall, we have this overarching bull cycle that will continue. Therefore, the volumes will be most likely, and we hope that, much bigger on the upside than on the downside. So you might see these negative influences, which are according to our solar system and the cycles, they will come. But there are other retracements, so they need to be interpreted in context. We got between 12 and 18 billion institutional dollars in terms of institutional money in Bitcoin now recently, and this will not vanish so fast unless things really change in a big way. So please be aware of that. And the good news for the year at least is the fact that from a sidereal perspective, we do have Uranus in Taurus still, and it will stay in Taurus. We have Neptune in Pisces, and we have Pluto in Capricorn. Especially Pluto is the big money and the regulation in general. And it started the year with a sextile between Pluto and Rahu. We saw how much growth we got, and also the movements in terms of legislation in crypto and institutional money poured into it. And now we can really say that with these energies, these are all helping each other, which will make a climate of sort of stability. We know we don't have it due to macro, and we don't know how this will evolve exactly, but it will be a sign of support, of protection that will be in the background behind the scenes for the whole 2025. So this is a good news that I wanted to share with you, because it's easy to become pessimistic in these markets. Friday, May 16th, we don't have any global astrological aspect exact today, so it's a break at the end of the week from the global astrology as well. If you are interested for the day, then consider looking at BTC hour by hour, which will shape basically first and foremost the price action of the day. Saturday, May 17th, a very interesting day astrologically with the Sun-Rahu conjunction, which can spark a short-term but powerful rally this day. And since it is a weekend and we might not have transaction volume, we might see it kicking off either on Friday or to be carried over into Monday next week. So important to check next week the weekend for this week actually. And I would like also to say that most likely a peak, such a peak from Rahu won't be sustainable to long term, but we need also to see what are the volume dynamics for this day and also for the surrounding days. Sunday, May 18th, we do have a mixed day at global astrological level here with a day level aspect, which is a square between Mercury and Mars. This is a trigger for volatility skewing downwards, but it's a low intensity aspect. And we do have also a Jupiter-Chiron sextile, which is long term, and it is also positive. This means that we have an overarching positive energy again that would be active for the whole week actually, but it will be more powerful in the first part of the week. Being a Sunday, likely we will feel this energy in the next week actually on Monday, and we need to see volume usually to see big moves. With Chiron, expect that the previous price targets are to be tested. So here I refer more upwards. It depends also what are the negative moves during the week in terms of volume magnitude. And now the highlight of this week, which is an important influence in the Bitcoin horoscope. And this happens on May 13th, which is Tuesday, and it is at the end, towards the end of the day in the evening on the UTC time zone. It is a Venus ascendant trine for BTC, which could be very powerful for fueling price growth short term, especially for the next month. What did we see recently with beneficial aspects towards the ascendant? We also noticed an increase in the trading volume. Of course, volume cannot be predicted with astrology and also with any other method beforehand, unfortunately, but watch out for that. We might have spikes in volume around the day, especially when we have also on the hourly table, for example, other supportive positive aspects nearby. Now I would like to go with the subscribers in detail for Bitcoin, Ethereum and more, as you know, and I want to thank you for your time, for your attention, for supporting me here on YouTube. It's very important for me, and I am very grateful for that. And until next time, be joyful. See you. My dear Patreon and Telegram subscribers, welcome to this weekly update for BTC ETH. Yes, big moves there, at least in terms of technology. Let's see if the price really catches up. I would expect that it happens. Then we have blue chip altcoins and the gold and silver index XAU that we will go through in this update. Now, before I start, I would like to tell you that I do have some long-term aspect related videos which are valid 1 year and 1 year and 9 months, and the other one it's almost 3 years. So they are really worthwhile to bookmark and to check also in the upcoming years, because high level of this will not change. It's about a high level direction. And I announced the Jupiter one, which is the first one occurring on May 14th, and we do have also other major milestones with Rahu in the sidereal Aquarius on May 21st, and we have also the transition of Saturn into the tropical Aries. This time it's another shift in energy that takes place on May 25th. And I will publish also these other two videos with Rahu and Saturn, and I will link them also in the May at your fingertips page, so entry, so that you have them along all others. I know not all months are like this, and yes, expect some shifts and delay with so many changes. So we have from the 14th of May until 25th of May these changes, and it will take time to adjust to that. Again, it will be quite interesting to see what happens, but expect a change in any case. We cover day by day like usual. Just be aware of that. Thank you. Bitcoin, May 12th, May 18th. Like usual, please scroll at the end of the entry. I refer to people on Patreon, and you find this in Telegram for the financial calendar cheat sheet, so that you have a handy explanation at your fingertips. We do have mixed energies in the Bitcoin horoscope on the 12th and the 13th, and you see it is more green, I would say, due to the fact that beyond the week it's always good to look also at the overarching trends. We do have this positive aspect from Saturn on the 19th. I will give more details next week, but it points towards an increase of the market cap. It is low intensity, as you see, because it's a low intensity green, but it is nevertheless very important whenever we have this influence on the market cap. Usually the price will move as well. Still, we do have volatility, and we do have also a global astrology which is not favorable. So for traders that are interested in the short term, basically day traders, swing traders, these things matter. So we do have 12th and 13th, I would say they are mixed energies, and the BTC horoscope will partially counteract the negative weather elements that you can see and also you learned about in the introduction. Then on the 14th and 16th, you see them in gray. They are neutral days. This means that at the day level, we do not have an exact aspect in the Bitcoin horoscope. This is normal. And on the 15th, we do have a low intensity green, and also it's a more bearish influence there, because we see also the red moon crescent, which will point towards decreases during the day for several hours. And this is really the fire, the Bitcoin fire, which is red, and it is quite a dump that could be significant during the day. This will depend on the volume, what magnitude will be achieved. Now in the weekend, we do have positive energy, as you heard also from the global astrology, quite strong. It will add up to the maximum good weather that we have on the 17th, and this is also supported by the Bitcoin horoscope. So I'm quite really interested what will happen if this happens a bit before. I think it will depend on the volume that we get on Friday, because Saturday will be with little or no volume usually. And then on the 18th, so we get also a neutral aspect here, and there are bright moon crescents that suggest increases during the day, and also good weather in general. It's low intensity, but it is still good. So look at these with something in mind that is very important. It's the fact that we have a volume that was really injected, a lot of volume, a lot of money from institutions in Bitcoin. And it was a concern that the whales are not really playing the game, but it seems that this changed, as I saw it yesterday on TradingView on May 7th. So if we get also whales in, it could be, we see that 100K is reached. reached, and I think it could be also, it could get further, but it will be some turbulent influence on the way here. I expect that, and then again upwards. This one being pretty powerful, but I think it's driven more by institution because we do have Saturn aspecting here. So these are my thoughts. Any dips are not really a disaster. I wouldn't expect that, but it could be a roller coaster for a few hours, especially where we get these fires. So have good stop losses. Let us go into Ethereum from the 12th to the 18th. What do we see here? At a glance, you know, this is usually what I do. I would compare it with BTC, and what we see is that these are neutral days in the beginning of the week where BTC is mixed, but I would really incline that it would go more positive because we do have volume in that direction upwards. And in the second part of the week, when BTC is sort of mixed and we have also turbulence there with the Bitcoin fire, the red fire, then we do have here quite a positive setup. I do not know how strong this will be, and I will tell you also in a minute why, but this could be also a sideways price action, and Ethereum will be affected by Bitcoin, but I think it will not dump so heavily, or it will recover very fast, so faster than Bitcoin. This is also a possibility. And then the weekend is pretty neutral here on Saturday, but the global astrology is good. And 18th, so Sunday is pretty mixed, and the bearish influences are there, but it's nothing disastrous. So it's rather next week that will be the disaster, and therefore I'm saying that I'm not very optimistic here. I think if we get volume upwards after the news and everything, you know, it could be that there is a sort of a nice revival, but I think it will be short term for the week. So a swing trade of 2 days, or I don't know, even 1 day might work. But I don't see it so strong because this is a long-term aspect on the 21st. Although we see these two, which are promising, and these two are close to each other. The 23rd one is stronger. You see the green is stronger than the low-intensity red. Still, I think we are braced for a sort of hiccup in the first part of the week for Ethereum. Maybe some bug, I don't know, after the release could happen. That would really instill some turbulence, but then it will be likely recovery. Just be aware that volatility is possible next week, and if we see price surges with good volume here in the second part of the week, most presumably, or maybe even in the first, it matters, you know, it's a question mark how much it will be synchronized with BTC, actually, also in terms of volume. Then I would say do it for the short term, be happy with the profits because this will likely change in the first part of the week. Blue chip altcoins for May 12th, May 18th. I do see Solana here with a promising aspect exactly on the 19th, which is long term, and this comes after the week. As we know, it's also synchronized with BTC. It will depend how it's going on with BTC and how would be the drops, how serious. But I think Solana would be the most promising from all the blue chips, and it has also other day level aspects that are positive during the week. Then we do have also Dodge, but I don't see something outstanding for Dodge, but it could move for a few days, I think. So it's also on the list, so to speak. The gold and silver index, XAU, gold in an unsure world. Of course, this is also about the silver. And I see it pretty well for the week. The first part of the week, we know Bitcoin might have some turbulence. And yes, the global astrology is really, valid for everybody. So this means that we will see also XAU affected to some degree, but it has powerful aspects in the horoscope on the 13th long term, and on the 14th, it's also a powerful aspect from Mars. So I would say that it will run very well in the mid of the week. So the first part of the week with a peak in the middle, and then it can go, for example, into consolidation on Friday. And the weekend is also good, which will pinpoint to a strong start on the 19th, where we see many aspects which are green. So overall, I think it will be a good week, and the peak could be somewhere in the middle. Now, before I leave, I would like to share some thoughts. Like almost always, yes, I think the direction is overall up, but there would be hiccups as well. And with the international scene, you do not know what can change. The main danger for change, I see the trade negotiations with China, and this is besides also the turmoil between India and Pakistan, and something can also be triggered there, unfortunately, and this would have an impact on the markets as well in a bearish way. But for now, I think the amount of money that was poured in Bitcoin is pretty bullish. I know that this is one of the most hated rallies recently, even by the professional traders, from what I got to know. It's really something that we go through, and the institutional money is still there. When this will vanish for whatever reason, I think then we can see a bigger magnitude in drops. Of course, I will make a note of all the negative aspects that exist, because I cannot predict the volume. Just be sure of that. So I repeat that again, because some of you might have this expectation. They have different intensities in terms of astrology, but it shows only the direction. Usually it has more magnitude in terms of volume when the intensity of the color is also stronger. But this is not a guarantee, and in these markets, still with low liquidity, still with Fed not cutting the rates, and mainly private banks pumping the money into the market, I think this is what we get to see. So it would be either one direction that would be really emphasized, depending also on news heavily. Now, I would like also to run a poll again. I know some of you who are with me since so long, I am very grateful for that, went through some polls like this, but I think it's time for a refresher. I didn't do it in a while. Some people still complained that the videos are too long, so I will make a poll in this regard. And I thank you in advance for your response. I wish you a successful week. Have stop losses. This would be a very good practice for the next week. And also, I would say, lean towards bullish, but with volatility, and everything depends on the volume that flows at any given hour. Thank you.